Hello and welcome to the CNBC TV 18 special. I'm Shereen, Bhan, and we're at the Maruti Suzuki headquarters in the National Capital Region. It's been a big day for the company, not just from a stock market's point of view where the stock was clearly on fire, but also it's the first anniversary of Maruti's bet on the Nexa, their effort to head into the premium market. Joining us now to talk about the Maruti mission is the managing director in his first in-depth television interview, Mr. Ayukawa. Thanks very much for joining us on CNBC TV 18. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your coming.
Well, congratulations to you. It's been a big milestone. The next initiative of yours has now Hello and welcome to the CNBC TV 18 special. I'm Shereen, Bhan, and we're at the Maruti Suzuki headquarters in the National Capital Region. It's been a big day for the company, not just from a stock market's point of view where the stock was clearly on fire, but also it's the first anniversary of Maruti's bet on the Nexa, their effort to head into the premium market. Joining us now to talk about the Maruti mission is the managing director in his first in-depth television interview, Mr. Ayukawa. Thanks very much for joining us on CNBC TV 18. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your coming.
Well, congratulations to you. It's been a big milestone. The next initiative of yours has now completed 1 year in operation. You've sold 1 lakh units through the Nexa outlets. Is Maruti Suzuki 5 years down the line going to be a very different car company?
It means that not my performance, achievement. This is our team's achievement. Our people, as far as I be at that MD, I requesting our people, we have to try to challenge to the new world. That is that result is coming through Nexa. We discuss our people how we're going to change our network, etc. They propose, we try to set up the new channel. That is the Nexa. Fortunately, that 1 year has passed. Will be customer accepted. We can get that new customer through Nexa. But we have to evaluate after 5 years, it is successful or not.
Okay, so speaking of the next 5 years, now you've completed year 1, and it seems to be paying off for Maruti at this point in time. Will you transition away from being India's cheap small car specialist into something completely different over the next 5 years? Your bet now is clearly on premiumization. Will we see your product and your portfolio mix change significantly over the next 5 years?
Actually, the product portfolio itself is a little bit changing, but we have to focusing at entry car also. We have to keep our customer in that segment. We try to add this new segment for our portfolio. That is at Nexa, and we try to achieve that. But we have to continue that to take care of the new entry.
So you're not giving up on the entry-level market at all?
Right. That's true.
Okay, so what can we expect then as far as the Nexa bet is concerned over the next 5 years? Today, it accounts for what, 5% of your overall sales? You would like it to be, what, 15% over the
yes.
next few years? What is the outlook now? What's the aspiration?
As far as the volume increasing, also Indian market expanding the volume sales, I think it's the next 5 years, next 10 years, might be reaching at the 7 million, might be reaching at 10 million something. In that case, our volume also expanding. We are expecting Nexa will be about 15% share of Maruti Suzuki sales.
By when?
By 2025, something like that.
2025, so not over the next 5 years, but over the next 10 years. Okay.
It takes time.
It does take time. I'll come back to the Nexa in just a bit, but since you were talking about the Indian market and the outlook for the Indian market, let me ask you about the immediate outlook now. It's been a sluggish sort of market. The hope is now with the monsoon, etc., picking up, things will improve as far as the passenger vehicle business are concerned. Do you continue to believe that you will be able to deliver on the double-digit growth guidance that you'd held out?
Of course, this year we have to target a double-digit growth in our business. We have to continue that kind of pace next 5 years if possible. And also market itself not so bad. Economic conditions that are better and it becomes better. And also government very supporting the industry. That kind of point we have to try to achieve that kind of growth, two-digit growth.
With the quarter gone by, we actually haven't seen a significant improvement, or it's been a flattish sort of performance as far as volumes are concerned. But you believe that you'll be able to make up for it in the second half?
Yeah, unfortunately, the first quarter that we have to suffering some problems. But we can catch up within this fiscal year to the original target.
So what kind of a volume picture should we expect, given the domestic factors, given where growth currently stands?
Fortunately, right now that we have the domestic market, the export market, very much demanded. Our customer waiting outside, inside. That's why, as far as we can producing a vehicle, we can supply to the market.
Okay. Let me, I've been looking at brokerage reports that have come in as far as Maruti is concerned. One says they downgrade the Maruti stock to neutral, and the reason for that is that they believe that the competition is intense, the volume growth is not expected to pick up significantly from here, and they believe that margins have peaked. On the other hand, if I look at another brokerage report, that says the best is yet to come as far as Maruti is concerned, and they believe that further upside can in fact be expected. How do you answer those who are skeptical about the Maruti story today?
We try to do our best, but fortunately still we have a lot of customers who are waiting at our vehicle. As far as we can supply the vehicle, we can realize that
as I said, one brokerage report believes that margins have peaked. Another believes that perhaps there could be more upside as far as margins are concerned. What is the margin outlook now in the short term as well as the medium to long term?
In short term, in case of our business, we have to suffering some that currency exchange rate impacted. Unfortunately, right now that especially we have our parent, Japanese company, we have traded at Japanese yen basis. That impact will be the negative impact for us. But long-term basis, we can manage those kind of risks also.
So how do you deal with the fluctuation and the volatility as far as the yen is concerned? One, of course, is the fact that the royalty is now being paid in rupees. The other is that you're also exporting. For instance, you're exporting the Baleno to Japan, and you hope to do...
We try to balance those kind of...
You think that will be enough to mitigate the risk?
This moment, it is a very difficult question that for us to answer that correct answer, but we have to look at that and to try to improve the situation that on a long-term basis. Because, parent to us, that we are not each other's enemy. We have to, cooperation in a sense, where we try to improve both sides to better result. That is the purpose of that.
Okay. So what kind of cooperation can we then expect from the parent?
Because they are giving us high technology, new technology to us. We try to using those technology and implement our development our model. Those kind of communication very, very important right now.
Okay. In terms of the R&D going forward, and as I pointed out, one change has been the royalty, which you're now paying in rupees. But we were just looking at the Brezza there. And while the platform has been developed in Japan, the car itself has pretty much been developed here in India. So what can we expect now in terms of R&D going forward?
Those kind of projects will be increasing because using a base technology and then putting some new adjustment in India. And also some model that totally developed in the parent, but some model we try to develop by ourselves. Those kind of combination, because our portfolio is very big. We have the 15 model right now, might be increasing furthermore. In that case, we have to take care of those models every 5 years, something like that. It takes time. We need more manpower. We have to integrate the Japan people, the Japanese people, and the Indian people. Those kind of work.
Since you're talking about the product pipeline, let me ask you what we can expect as far as this particular year is concerned. In terms of new launches, what is lined up for the festive season, for instance? And what kind of investments can we expect over the next 5 years as far as your product pipeline is concerned?
I think the product pipeline itself already the Suzuki released that the next 5 years we are launching 15 new models, including a model change, something like that. Based on that...
how many of these will actually be all new vehicles, and how many of them will be touch-ups of existing vehicles?
I think we have the planning and some new model, few models, 3, 4 new model implementing. Also replacing full model change. But the full model change itself is totally new. It's like a brand new car. Those kind of implementation will be continuously to do next 5 years. Every year 2 or 3 model will be...
So every year 2 or 3 brand new
in a sense
launches is something that we can expect as far as Maruti is concerned. What is going to be the proportion of the R&D then that's going to happen out of India in terms of this product pipeline that you're talking about?
Because the work itself, a lot of there. In order to develop one model, million hours it takes, those kind of work we are sharing the responsibility, and then to collaborating each other to develop the one model. That is the challenge. Of course, global model, new technology will depend on the parent at this moment. We try to challenge that we will do by ourselves.
Let me ask you, since we're talking about the parent now, what's the plan as far as exports are concerned? You've hit a good run rate with the Baleno exports. What is the aspiration as far as exporting to the parent?
As far as Baleno is the one with new challenge. We try to succeed successful this operation, this project. After that, we have a chance to second more to export.
So what is the target that you're hoping to achieve as far as the export number is concerned?
Export itself, we are expecting about 20% of total production in the future. Right now, that's 10% something. But there are some limitations of the production capacity. But if we have enough capacity, we try to do that 20% something that global.
So the aspiration is exports to be 20% of overall production over the next 5 years?
Next 5 years quite difficult. Next 10 years, something like that.
Next 10 years, perhaps. You were talking about the entry segment and how you don't intend to give up as far as the entry segment is concerned. We've got the Alto 800 next to us. The entry segment has actually been very, very sluggish. What is the outlook as far as the entry segment is concerned? And what can we expect from Maruti for the entry segment?
I think that we try to capture the customer who are expecting the entry car to the product. Of course, we try to develop this model for future, and then, of course, new competitor coming. That is true, but still we are keeping some volume in the market. We try to do keeping and try to increase it furthermore, and we're preparing a new model for future.
Okay, but you know, how different is the entry segment likely to be in terms of cost because of the new emission norms and because of the new safety norms as well?
Yeah, yeah.
So what will that mean as far as the cost of the entry segment itself is concerned?
And unfortunately, that new safety requirement regulation is implemented, cost will be increasing.
By how much?
We have to. I think that the airbag and also the design, we have to arrange something like that. Might be some I think it's 20,000 something, you know, to have to increasing. But we have to explain to the customer why we have to increase in those kind of costs, and then make understand them. That is very important.
So you know, that's one of the challenges that you're going to have to grapple with, is the new emission standards and the new safety standards. What about diesel now? Are you going to now consciously go slow as far as your diesel plans are concerned? Are you going to change or perhaps give up on your diesel plans, given the fact that the government...
As far as the lesson three, that in case of our diesel, that you know, accepted the customer. As far as the customer expecting, we are trying to continue that, you know. But as you said, situation is a little bit severe for the diesel business itself. Of course, we have to improve.
Because after the new emission norms come in, the diesel technology is going to be even more expensive, isn't it?
That's true. That's true.
So does it make sense then to go diesel?
Yeah, point is that you know, car value itself depends on the customer demand. We have to consider which level of car will be acceptable for the customer, even though the diesel, because diesel is the mileage better than the gasoline. That is true, 20%, 30%. Customer have to decide which is better for after.
But now with the differential as far as the price of petrol and diesel is concerned coming down significantly, do you believe that there is going to be a market for diesel vehicles in India?
I think that, you know, still I believe some diesel will remain. Because in case of Europe also, those kind of trend is there. Big size cars are expecting the diesel engine because mileage is better than the petrol. That is true. So if we can control the environmental situation, the diesel will be there.
Okay, so you're not giving up on your diesel plans just yet. Are you cutting down on your diesel plans?
No, we have to continue, but that depend on the condition and the situation. We have to decide the near future. For example, new emission norm implement, and after that, what happens? We have to decide how we're going to manage. But that time already, that about close to 10 years, we have passed. We starting at the manufacturing diesel. Equipment becomes older.
Okay. You know, since we're talking about new revenue streams, you've also decided to get into the LCV segment, and that's the segment that competitors are well entrenched, the likes of Tata's, etc. What is the aspiration there as far as the LCV business is concerned, and why the decision to go down that road?
Because of more than 5 years ago, we are starting this kind of project, and then study that and preparing product itself. We believe that we have a chance to enter such kind of segment. But unfortunately, last year we are planning to launch at fast track. But marketing going down, we need more study and more product development. That's why we suspended the launch. And then, fortunately, we can release this year.
So what is the plan now, and what is the aspiration? What are the targets for the LCV business?
For LCV business, totally we are new. We have to run to the market. We have to, learn the competitor. After that, that's why we have just starting a 4 point in the nationwide, and then to learn that through the market and actual operation, and then try to expanding gradually. Not so much hush.
Okay. Any target in terms of volumes, and also is it likely to be a low margin business?
This moment, it is too early to set volume target. After 1 year, we try to set up that reasonable target.
So, you've got a fair amount of cash on your books, and everyone's been asking you that question. Even the Gujarat plant is not going to make use of your cash. So what do you intend doing with your cash? I understand that there's going to be a significant expansion of the Nexa line, but beyond that, where do you see you use your cash?
Because at that time that we already explained to our shareholder, because of the production, development, sales, that's the three pillars of our business. Fortunately, in the next 10 years, maybe that we don't need to invest so much at the production side, because Gujarat is to preparing it about at least 7.5 lakh the production there. Development side, we have to invest our side in order to develop.
So what kind of R&D expenditure can we expect over the next 5 years? What is the percentage today, and how much do you see it going up by?
I think that the development work itself that we have to spend a lot of money. Also we implement the equipment. We have to evaluating our product, crash tests and endurance tests, etc. We are now preparing those kind of facility. After that, we can start in the totally evaluating our product. Same over Japan, for example. After that, also we have to developing the network itself. Of course, dealer that take care, but frankly speaking, in the big city, our dealer facility about 40% of DC. That is the big burden for them. The prices are going up every day. We had arranging some land for them, and then to try.
So you're going to in a sense, provide a subsidy to the dealers?
Subsidy. We have to try to arrange the land for themselves in the big city. And then they easily to continue their business. That is very important for us. We try to do the kind of project right now.
Okay, but that still it doesn't explain what you intend to do as far as your cash is concerned.
No. Anytime business needed some cash. That's why we are keeping for a while.
So keep the reserves intact.
Well, I think that we already make the dividend for reasonably. That's why we have to reinvest at our business.
This company has gone through a fairly trying time in the recent past. There have been challenges that you've had to address as far as the labor-related issues are concerned. Where do things stand today? I know that you continue to negotiate your wage settlements with workers, etc. How do you intend to cope with that in the future?
Workers themselves, they are our member of a company, and that's why we have to communicate easily with them. Every month we are talking a member of the union people. What happened at the company, what we want to do. Those kind of explanation to them. They understand what is our target. They also know we have to target the 2020 to 2 million. They themselves to realize that. That's why we have to make it understand them. Also, they also requesting me. We are requesting like this. We are supporting that. Of course, as far as we can do that, we are supporting them. Those kind of communication is very, very easy and very important.
I believe you spend a lot of time with the union. I think you have a conversation with the union, I'm told, once at least a week?
No. Basically, our members communicate once a week. I am basically once a month.
Okay. So you talk to them once a month?
This week, and we have to meet the union people.
You have to meet the union people. So how do you ensure that to be able to achieve the kind of objectives that you've set out for Maruti, you will not go through the same pain and the same problems that you faced on the worker front and the labor front as was the case a couple of years ago? And also in terms of contract labor, have you appropriately been able to address the contract to permanent employee ratio?
I think that we have to consider improving some those kind of things because gradually we have to improve. But point is that we are boarding at the same boat. I will say to them, how we gonna know if we want to do the good life, this boat have to be successful to reaching at some destination. In order to do that, we have to make effort to contribute to the company. Those kind of thinking will be acceptable for them also.
You finished over 3 years now here in India, Mr. Ayukawa. excited do you feel about the India story? How connected do you feel to the India story? I know that you've had a fondness for Indian food going back to your days in the UK.
Yes, yes.
So over 20 years ago, that's where the India connection in a sense started.
Yes,
so you like spicy Indian food?
Yes. Fortunately, that Indian food in Japan very expensive. I'm happy that eating here that traditional Indian food.
What has the Indian market taught you about the passenger car business?
I think the very in the global market, India is right now the very exciting market because we are expecting the growth furthermore. It is very difficult to find out right now in the global market is there are big possibility of the growth. Already China to reaching a 20 million. It is very difficult to grow furthermore. India have a lot of opportunity. Right now it's just 3 million, but we are expecting 5 million, 7 million to reach 10 million, something like that, next one decade or something like that. It's an exciting market for us.
But what is the challenge that car makers like yourselves face today? And we're seeing this globally as well, that as technology becomes more and more commoditized, car makers are now being forced perhaps to do things that they're not proud of. I mean, whether you look at Volkswagen or you look at even Suzuki in Japan, what is the challenge facing car makers today?
I think we have to consider car is bears meaning, have the bears meaning. Only simply considering a tool about the transportation or enjoying driving and make life happy or something like that. We have to try to develop the true product to make our customer happy. In order to achieve that, how we have to develop the product, how we have to communicate the customer, how we have to take care of the customer. Those kind team subjects we have. We have to, each one we have to try to tackle to realize the good result.
Since we're talking about products and we're talking about your efforts to really make a big dent in the premium car category, would it be fair to say that 15 lakhs is the ceiling as far as Maruti is concerned when we talk about premiumization?
15 lakh itself.
I mean, you faced that problem with the S-Cross and you had to then offer a steep discount. So do you think that that would be, in a sense, the cap for Maruti as far as your premium car pricing is concerned?
This moment that we realized that a little bit that we too much higher price to the offer in case S-Cross. That's why we have to make adjustment. Only that. Purpose of it is that we try to provide a good product to our customer. In order to realize that, as far as we can realize that.
But how much can you stretch this brand when you talk about the premium car market? Because it does have that limitation and that challenge. So do you believe that straddling, this 9 to 15 lakh would be the sweet spot as far as your strategy is concerned?
Point is that our portfolio, product portfolio, the 15 model, it's based on that, about less than 1 lakh, 10 lakh car. If we have a capacity developing at the bigger size, we try to do. But it
that's
is
not the priority. That's not the priority. Okay. So if I were to ask you now, what would be the 3 crucial priorities for you in the short term, in the medium term, and the long term that will define Maruti's mission, Maruti's strategy for India? What would those be?
I think the short-term basis, we have to realize that our monthly yearly target of this year for the 10% growth of the keeping at profitability something. Medium term, already we proposed that 2 million sales and production by in 2020. And long-term goal, it's quite difficult. We have to consider that which way we have to do. Maruti going to this which way in the next after 10 years.
So which way would you like it to go?
I want to be keeping that Maruti should be the people's cars maker. Origin started, our project starting for that provided a good affordable car to our Indian people. That concept should be continued as long as possible. We want to keep that. But right now that Indian customer demand expectation is changing. We have to change by ourselves. That is that the illustration of the Maruti right now.
So the affordable premium car?
Yeah.
Is that the challenge?
I think so, but premium is the mean what definition is very difficult.
What does premium mean for you?
It means that comfortable for the customer. That's the premium in a sense. We try to create those kind of products for customer.
But what would premium in terms of pricing? How would you define premium in terms of pricing?
Price is a different issue.
Price is a different issue, but how would you still define it?
People that are comfortable, the good products, that is the premium in a sense. We provided those kind of products to our customers. Each customer different expectation, each customer the different feeling. As far as the customer who are purchasing a product, we give them the satisfaction and the feeling, oh, this is the premium car for them. So,
Maruti has so far been defined as the small car specialist. Yes. Will you continue to be defined as a small car specialist?
I think that we have some technology to developing the small car. We have to keep that strength of our technology. That is true.
But you will transform yourself.
Yeah, transform itself in a sense a new challenge for us. We try to challenge as far as we can do that.
So what is the biggest challenge that you face today?
I think it's a quite difficult question for me.
Are there many? Is that why you're hesitating to tell me there isn't one, but there's many? Or there are no challenges?
No. Challenge itself. Every day we have facing a new challenge. Today, tomorrow is a different day in time, right?
So today, what is the big challenge?
Today, I have to complete your interview.
Well, that's a good note then to end this interview, Mr. Ayukawa. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. We wish you the very best of luck. And thank you very much for joining us here on CNBC TV 18 and for sharing the vision for Maruti over the next 5 years here in India. Thank you very much. With that, it is time for us to wrap up the CNBC TV 18 special from all of us here. Goodbye. Many thanks for watching.